Fantastic.
Here,
that's
wait.
good.
So how do you
I'm
feel?
strong.
How do you feel about them on this HUD pit count on the 17th? They're going to count everybody here and get $5,000 per head.
And first of all, I have to read why, and I'd have to read what you guys probably already know. I'm not against anybody receiving money. Actually, money is the tool in capitalism that we use to step out of the mud, to get into an apartment. If I couldn't use money, then I'm out here myself doing it. Now, I knew, and I always have, that I, no matter what, can sleep on my bummy anywhere. For 30 years, I've been out here doing this. So I got indoctrinated to this group of people by being their neighbors and friends, okay? And they've moved around and been pushed around, and while I've watched the whole thing, I've sat here and put every nut and bolt together to build my own mini house. They want to tear this one down. They've scared everybody to death of who has any sense of this overshow of police power, and the police power in the state is genuinely for the criminal element, and that they actually brought the criminal element here, and they're reformed people who I'm not against. But for our special project, we're trying to build a little house right here. The whole nation knows. We've been all over the globe on these internet, and they know we're out here doing it. And during this time, I've had a caregiver who's been working real hard, or what they call a caseworker, because they build a case around who you were born and all that stuff, right? So I'm obviously the age that I was supposed to get my Social Security, and I haven't got the Social Security to move out of here. And so when they hit me like this, they're double hitting me in the background and the front round, and they hit me so many times before I have a chance to stand up and even be heard in court. And specifically today, and specifically right now, that's what I've asked Miss Stacey Gregory. And that's what I've asked in front of all those police who've sat here and played their game on me, that they give me the ticket for breaking their municipal code. That is what that notice is directed at, okay? And there's not one of us here that I know of that is living here or been here have broke that code. None of them want to break the code. We've all tried to put up with the... Sausalito is crazy in the middle of the night. You wouldn't know that unless you were sitting down here, but there's a million people running around. That's why they have all this policing. All we're trying to do, or been trying to do, is solve a basic problem of food, shelter, clothing, okay? Those are the three basic things here. And it's one thing when you can't do it when you're 18, 19, 20 years old or whatever, although I did. And it's you get older, and they've taken money out every time you worked for your Social Security and everything. You expect to be socially secure. And what they're doing is, I am the dream of everything that people have fought for in these wars for our country. I'm the dream. I bought my own property. I paid for it. I worked. I did all these things. I got run over by a car and ended up, they stole everything. All of it done under the color of law, like we're chasing them down for right now today, okay? I had to spend 20 years in that law library to figure out these things, okay? What they're doing is wrong. There's nobody taking the full commercial liability for this type of an operation where they're making demands under a total false claim. None of us have broken that rule whatsoever. We are here, in case you didn't know it, but the whole gist of this is a transition from being a worker or whatever and getting old like me and having to live safely inside, would not have to worry about what these crazy kids do all night long, okay? That's all I do here. I've provided everything myself here. I built this floor. I did this all after the storm. I put everything together. No one paid one penny or helped me one speck on this, okay? And I'm ready to build together a small unit for me to sleep in. I have every nut and bolt. I just need a few pieces of plywood and it's done. And it's fast, and I can put a lock on the door and go about my business until I get my Social Security claim, and that I could actually get into the housing that for a year they've been trying to get me. I'm worn out from this. They've beat the death out of me for no reason. I'm calmly trying to make this work. I'm supposed to get housing. It's not a very fair deal the way that they've dealt with me, and I'm worn out from it. And I don't usually get upset like this, but this is upsetting. And here, I don't know. They built this whole thing. There's people who are sick living there, and they did not give me any explanation of what was in their plan for me. I've been asking them to say, write this down. I'm supposed to be in jail cell 14 or whatever the hell it is. And which one is it? And that one's mine. Like they told me, this one was mine from the minute I've been here. I didn't jump over to everybody else. I took care of my small deal and my old man's. The old man, the whole time I brought him here after they run him down here, run him down there. And he's getting old, and he's finally inside for right now. I could be inside as far as a hotel room was offered to me, but how can I do that and leave my things out here? I have everything to build my mini house right here. I have food, shelter, clothing, all right here. I mean, it's a tent. I'm cold. It's cold. I can't run a fire when I'm asleep, and that's what could be the only way we could heat ourselves. Except for this beautiful sun right now. Boy, is that nice.
Yeah.
But to put me at 65 under this kind of pressure, I've had high blood pressure all day from being upset. They've upset me intentionally. These are vicious providers of what kind of policing the most terrifying bullshit you could do to an elder. Why are you doing it to me? Didn't we give you enough fucking money? Didn't we give it every time the tax man took? We're sick of it. Provide. Do what you're supposed to do. Don't bring these police around unless there's a crime. They have pissed me off. That's not fair. I didn't do a thing to any of them. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry.
Hey, man. God bless you.